everybody, welcome back to another My Scene and Monsters predictions video. Today, for the spooky season, I'm going to be doing SPOOKTACLE predictions. Because, you know, that new trailer we got was mighty insane. It's hard to break it down. But here I'm going to be breaking it down and sharing my thoughts and predictions and stuff. So, let's go. Starting off with the elephant in the room, it's mirror magical islands, which are gonna be like the islands in Dawn of Fire, as we saw in the trailer. They're gonna be like clashed together, light and party islands, space and psychic island, cloud and fairy island, which I always thought were eerily similar, and cave and bone island, which I also thought was pretty similar. This might also mean that in Dawn of Fire we could get the same clashes together on just the main islands for like a limited time. At least I think so. Which is pretty cool that we're getting these islands. And we also got to see this new light monster creature, which I think might be the new like Colossus. Like, I forgot the name, but like when you had to piece together everything to wake up the island, I think we're getting that in the form of that monster, but for all the magical islands. Although we only saw the light island one. I think we're gonna be able to get a statue of those monsters, and every day you have to piece it together. Maybe you have to do some sort of quests. And when it's done, it's able to wake up the magical island colossals. Or the islands, whatever. The actual, like, living islands. Which I think would be a really cool mechanic. Because getting those free rewards every day were really cool. And, I don't know, maybe this could mean that we could get Wubboxes on those islands in the future. And if we do, that would be crazy. And, yeah, maybe in, like, a distant land, we could maybe see the epic Wubboxes one day, which would be pretty cool. But, yeah, I think it's really cool that they're, like, clashing the magical islands with the Dawn of Fire islands to create mirror islands for the magical islands. And that's really cool that we're getting, like, a kind of Dawn of Fire and main game crossover in a way. I'll also give my predictions on what I think the maybe Psychic Island and the other islands, maybe like monsters, or like what they're acting as, like the Colossals. You know, the new Light Island creature. That, but for the other islands. Okay. I think for Psychic Island, I don't know why, but I imagine it as Bamebith, but it leans sort of into the brain part of it and the mechanical part of it. And it's like the same size of that. I also think for Fairy Island, it might be like a fairy. That goes without saying, but it like flies and uses a magic wand to like cast spells or something. I don't know. And for Bone Island, I think it'll look like Papyrus, but more of like a final boss of a video game in a sort of way, if that makes sense. I also want to talk about Dawn of Fire. We might just get magicals in there, because if this whole like cross shift over thing is real, then I think the new colossal monster creatures might guide the magicals into the Dawn of Fire land, which would be really cool, and we could start seeing magicals in that game. It might make the continent very overcrowded, but maybe you can. Oh, okay, I'll try to think of a system. Maybe you can, like, get the magical monsters, the main, like, one-element monsters are on the continent, and you breed those with the natural island monsters, and once you're done with that, then you send them over to new islands containing the magical monsters. So there's like Party Island, Space Island, blah 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 for the natural monsters, and then 4 new islands for the magical monsters. Anyways, yeah, those are my thoughts and predictions and stuff. What do you guys think?